100 names to say, so let's get right into it. So, first of all, if your name is Ace, Elise, you guys can go to bed first. Good night, guys. I hope you guys have the sweetest dreams. You are safe here. You are safe here. Have the best night of rest. Also, good night to Landon, and Valeria. This is my little guy. He's just a little dude. So yeah, good night to you guys. Good night, good night, good night. Good night to Abel or Abel, however you like to say it. Elliot and Lena. Good night, guys. Sleep good. Sweet dreams. What is your guys' like favorite dream to have? Or would you rather like not dream? Because for me, like, I like dreams. But every time I dream lately, I keep getting stuck in that dream where you just like wake up over and over again. So honestly, right now I'd rather just not dream. Not gonna lie to you. So, good night. Good night. Good night to Vera and Aiden. Vera and Aiden and Emerson. E for Emerson. Good night to Lena. I hope you sleep well, Lena. A very, very safe and happy good night to Luca and Weston. There's a hair on this. Luca and Weston. Good night to Ari and Ford, as well as Amara. And Fiona. Good night to Malcolm. Good night to Maeve and Willa and Willow. That's so funny. Okay. Good night tonight to Ari and Freya. Good night, Ari and Freya and Mara and Xander. Good night to Archer and Gage. I hope everybody sleeps well tonight. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves, drinking water, everything important like that. Self-care is so important. Whether this is your first ASMR video this evening or your 10th, I want to wish you the sweetest dreams and the happiest of vibes. So, good night. Good night. Good night to Maya and Zena. Maya, Zena. To me, this one sounds like rain. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night to, I lost my place in the list, Gemma and Nana. Good night, Nana. Good night to Yara and Beatrice. Yara, Beatrice, I hope you're sleeping super well. Oh my goodness, I hope you're having the sweetest dreams. Good night to Greta, Naomi, and Yvonne. And a very special good night to my friends Beckett, Harlow, Nolan, and Zane. That's Beckett, Harlow, your eyes. I love this squishy ball. I'm always scared it's gonna break though, because I don't feel like this is a very good seal. I like it. It's got like a sticky top though. Good night to Bliss and Holly. Bliss and Holly. Good night to Belle, and Harvey. A lot of this list was generated from both public YouTube subscribers and my TikTok followers, so good stuff going here. Hopefully I say your guys' names so you can get some good rest. If not, check out my other two parts. This is part 3. A very special good night to Nova, and Zara. Good night, guys. Good night. Sleep well. Good night to Oakley and Zephyr. Good night, Oakley and Zephyr. Good. Good night to Blythe and Ivy. Good night to Opal and Zion. Sleep good, guys. And good night to Cadence and Iris. Sleep well, Cadence, Iris, Owen, and Ariella. Good night, Callum and Jasper. Callum, Jasper. Good night to Paisley and Bo. Sleep well, guys. I hope you guys have good dreams, not dreams about waking up over and over again or whatever. You know, kind of nightmarish, but it's okay. Okay, good night to the fabulous, the wonderful, the amazing, the astounding. Why is this not working? Carla and Jade, 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 or any other spelling is valid. Guys, I've really been working on my mouth sounds, especially on live, so now I can be like, I mean, come on, grand improvement, honestly. Good night to Parker, and Brady. Brady and Parker, good night. Sweet dreams. Good night to the fabulous, the wonderful, the amazing, the show-stopping Casey and Jada and Gwen. Casey, Jada, Gwen. Good night to Cassidy. Sleep well, Cassidy. Big C for Cassidy. Good night to Celeste, and Catherine. Good night to Jada, and a super special good night to Jensen and Riley and Cleo. Yes. Jensen, Cleo, and then Celeste and Kat. Good night to Rowan and Elliot. I thought we already had Elliot. This will be the second Elliot, yes. We've had one repeat. Oop. duper special, amazing good night to Diana and Kendall. Diana, Kendall. That goes for Diane too. Do not forget Diane. Do not forget Diane. A super duper special good night to Sabrina and Jackson. Sabrina and Jackson. Good night to Sawyer. Good night, Sawyer. Good night, Sawyer. Good night, good night, good night to Julian. Like King Julian. Oh my gosh. From The Greatest Show Ever. I guess those are movies. It's okay. Good night to the wonderful Eden. And good night to Kieran and Serena. Good night, Serena. Good night, Kieran. I hope you have sweet dreams, sweet dreams, sweet dreams. Good night, Kelsey. Good night, Kelsey. Good night, Lana. Specifically Lana from Dress to Impress, but I guess any Lana will do. Good night, Silas. Silas. And good night to Lila, Leah, and Lena. Lila, Lena, Leah. Special good night to Tessa, Tessa. And I guess any other spellings, if you spelled out Tessa differently, you're still valid, still valid. Good night to Maddox. Good night to Theo. 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 Great, now I have to mirror this video. If I forget to do it in post, guys, don't tell me. Don't tell me. It's so embarrassing. Good night to Piper. Piper. I love that name. That's such a pretty name. Oh my gosh. Anybody named Piper, I hope you sleep the best out of anybody in this video. Oh my gosh. A special good night to Thorn and Ronan. Those are some cool names. We got any thorns in the chat? Comment down below. Any thorns out there? Good night, Tristan. Tristan. And then I'm gonna write out these next couple names for funsies. Good night to, now I really gotta mirror the video. Good night to Sage. Oh. That was so bad. There you go, Sage. All for you. Good night to Sienna. Sienna. That's so sad. Oh my gosh. Talon. so scary. Anywho, I hope that you guys are gonna get some sleep tonight. If I didn't say your name, go check out the other parts, and if I didn't say it in them, guess you're up